Welcome back to The Art of Natural Beauty, episode number 8. Hey guys, welcome back to The Art of Natural Beauty. Today I thought we'd talk a little bit about two of the more popular choices available today for fine art photographic prints. And those are going to be your digital C-type print or continuous tone print, or the inkjet print using either a dye base or a pigment-based ink. So the digital C-type print is kind of the more traditional print. It's been around for quite a while, and it's been the top-end choice for most fine art printing for a number of years. And until more recently, inkjet has kind of come to a point where it's comparable and somewhat surpassed C-type prints. But they both have their strong points, their pros and cons. So when you're going out to make a decision on the type of process and the papers that you want to use, it kind of helps to do a comparison for yourself and just see what you like. But I'm going to give you some of the technical aspects of the two processes and then some of the pros and cons of each. So digital C-type prints have been around for a while, and that is stands for a continuous tone print. And those are prints using a kind of a traditional photo paper, a silver-based silver halide paper, and exposing that to light. So that would mean exposing it to either a laser jet light source or an LED light source. And then having the paper developed in a traditional darkroom process and chemical process. And that's generally going to be like an R4 process. And the two of the most common papers that you're going to see offered are going to be your Fuji Crystal Archival or your Fuji Flex. Kodak makes some papers as well, but those two Fuji papers are kind of the top end. And in terms of finish and availability, they're kind of limited. They usually get a matte finish, a pearl finish, or a glossy finish. So if you are attracted to a glossy, vibrant print, this may be the print that you would like to go with. And again, it's kind of that traditional chemical exposed photo paper print. Peter Lik has kind of made this process a household name, as that's the process he chooses for all his large prints in his galleries. And they have that real vivid, highly glossy look that has kind of that backlit quality. It almost appears like it's a backlit image if it's lit properly. And they are archival, but they're kind of estimated for up to 60 years, which isn't bad, but the current inkjet prints are archivable, estimated for quite a bit longer than that. If you're going to have these prints made, a color lab that generally does C-type prints, you're going to either see the printing type with a light jet printer, a Durst Lambda printer, or a Chromera printer. And it's a good look. And when I first started printing my work, it was what I was attracted to, and some of that again was influenced on what Peter Lik was doing. But I'll show you one of the earlier prints that I had made, and this was shot on my D700 and digital. But it has that really, again, that high gloss, backlit, poppy look to it, like a photo paper look. And again, it's an attractive look, and it's certainly something to consider. So when I started shooting with film in large format, I began to think about how I was going to make my prints and what medium I was going to print on. I started to do some research and kind of looked at inkjet again versus the C-type process that I was familiar with. And for a long time, inkjet was kind of a dirty word. It just was, the quality wasn't there. It was, somebody was printing it out of their home, and it wasn't what was recognized as a fine art print. And nowadays, that's not the case any longer, especially with these pigment-based prints, the pigment-based inks. So first off, a pigment-based ink is estimated archival life of up to 100 years or better. So that kind of outdoes and trumps what you were getting with the digital C-type prints. And so I guess some of the other bonuses and pluses for a inkjet print is you can do these prints at home. Printing technology has grown leaps and bounds. The printers have become more affordable, and there's a variety of papers, textures, colors available to you. And again, you can do these all from home and get excellent results. It's kind of hard to go out, and it can be done if you have a lot of money, but to purchase a LaserJet printer or a Durst Lambda type printer for the C-type prints, they're huge machines. They use chemicals, and they're extremely expensive. So you really only see that type of printing coming out of a pro lab. One of the benefits of the C-type process is that you can print images 70 inches and larger, whereas with most current printers available on the market in the inkjet camp, about the largest print you're going to get is about 60 inches wide. So if you need something a little bit larger than that, then you may want to look at the C-type process. But anyway, I went out and I did some research on it, and I saw that, again, that inkjet had come leaps and bounds from where it was, and some of the things that were surpassing the qualities of the C-type prints were that, again, you had multiple paper choices and multiple textures. You could do the prints at home. But these prints that are available now with the ink technology have a larger color gamut. So you can have an image that's going to have a larger variety of colors that's able to be printed versus what you're going to be able to print with the C-type process. So that's great, more realistic color rendition. Also, they're known for having a higher dynamic range. So you're going to have more of a range between your darks and your lights and the detail that falls within that gamut and that spectrum. So dynamic range is great. You want an image that you're going to have more detail in those extremes, in those high-end extremes. Also, increased sharpness. You're going to get a sharper print on a photo paper with a inkjet print than you're going to get from a traditional C-type print. So, kind of to compare that and to see what I liked, I went out and had a couple prints done. And the first one I had printed was on Epson Hot Press Bright. And it's kind of like it's kind of more of a traditional paper that, maybe like a drawing paper. It's kind of got a little bit of a pebbled texture to it. It has that, paper floppy feel to it. And it's going to produce a print that kind of looks a lot like a watercolor print. And that's kind of cool. So if you kind of like a watercolor, a little bit more muted tone look, this is a great paper to go with. And I liked this print. It didn't have quite the, I guess, the contrast and the pop that I wanted. So I didn't decide to go with this in the end for my prints. But again, it's not a bad option. It has a really unique, nice look to it. So something to look at. And so then I went out and I got another print made with the traditional C print process, and just to compare the two and be able to hold them up and look at them. And again, what I like about these C-type prints are they're very vibrant. I mean, you can see the difference in the contrast and the vibrance of the color here. So I was kind of having a hard time. I was sort of leaning back towards the traditional C-type print. But when I looked at the sharpness and the detail in this print, I wasn't, extremely impressed with what I was seeing. So I wanted to have a couple of the prints made. And the print that I ended up going with was done on Hahnemühle Photo Silk Baryta. And This paper is it's a 310 gram weighted paper, so it has a nice weight and feel to it when you hold it in your hands. It's 100% alpha cellulose. It's a white silk gloss paper. It gives that impression of a traditional silver halide darkroom print. So that was kind of what I was attracted to. That's what I was kind of looking for, and I found that with this paper. And it's got a barium sulfite coating on it. And what that coating does is it helps enhance the whiteness of the paper, and it also provides greater detail and definition and tone in that paper. So when I compared this Hahnemühle Photo Silk Baryta paper to the C-type print, you're getting all that vividness, all that detail. Again, there's definitely more of a color gamut that's visible here. There's more range of colors in this print, more detail in the blacks and in the whites. And it's a gloss print, but it's not a super gloss reflective print like this print is. And again, the archivability with this print is up to 100 years or better. And I wanted to, working with large format film, I kind of wanted to stay with a traditional archival approach. So what that means is it's all the materials that are involved in an archival mat and print are acid free, and so that means you're not going to get any yellowing of your image over time. It's going to stand out and stay white and true and bright much longer than other print processes. And also with a archival process, it's a reversible process. So that means that I can take this print out of the mat. This tape that is used, the hinge tape is used, is removable. It can be removed without damaging the print. And this print can be transferred to a different mat or a different means of displaying it if you wish to do so. So that's kind of where I ended up. In the direction I'm going to take now. I've had 13 of my images printed on the Photo Silk Baryta. Very happy with it, and the direction I'm going to go forward with selling my prints and displaying them. I may in the future decide to do some more C-type prints and do some face mounts with them. And again, you can't rule out other options like canvas wraps and that type of stuff. But for what I'm doing, I really want something that's going to have that look and feel of a traditional darkroom print, but the archivability, a wide color gamut range, definition in the darks and the blacks, and real sharp detail. So, I'd advise you to, in this day and age, it's great. You can go out, if you own a printer at home, you can you purchase several different paper options out there and try them out for yourself and see what you like. Keep in mind that various papers are compatible with certain type of pigment-based inks. So for instance, the Photo Silk Baryta ink set and the ink set for the Epson Hot Press Bright are not compatible. So you would not be able to print with the same inks on these two papers. But there's a lot of great color labs out there, and I'll put a couple links to those in the description below the video, that you can go out and get some very reasonably priced prints done and compare apples to apples and see what you like, and ultimately go with the type of print that you're attracted to and that you like. So I hope this encourages you to get out there and try some new print methods and to print your work, display it, and see that final end result of all your hard work of capture, of processing, and finally creating that final tangible print piece that you can hold and display. And it's a very rewarding process. And so I'm going to wrap this episode up today. Again, as always, thank you for watching and thank you for your support. If you like this content, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And any questions or comments, please drop those comments below. And until next time, enjoy the art of natural beauty. If you like the content of this channel or my large and medium format landscape photography, and would like to help contribute to my endeavors, you can do so by heading over to jasonrobertjones.com/patron and then clicking on the link. or you can simply click on the Patreon link in the banner above on this channel. As always, thank you for your support, and enjoy the art of natural beauty.